Hey there, we're going to dance around shields and explain why it's not only fun, but actually a really invaluable tool when you have barriers around you. Let's get into our shield dancing masterclass. Hello guys, and welcome to the dojo. Today we're going to be talking about this. This move seems spectacular and most importantly, make sure that you're safe. It also lets you have an easy elimination most of the times, and it's pretty fun to do, given that you learn how to do it well. Shield dancing is a core skill that you need to master in order to maximize your chances to stay alive in hot situations. First of all, let's talk about the basics of shield dancing. This skill usually only comes into play when you're close to the enemy and you have some kind of friendly barrier around you. There are two main styles that Overwatch players can use. One is when you just use the shield in a way that makes it hard for the enemy to hit you, essentially putting the shield between you and the enemy at all times. Shields are also a good tool to break the line of sight. More about that in another video. Click the card right now if you're interested. This kind of basic movement allows you to stay protected, and you can fire through your friendly shield in the meantime. This is the style that anyone should be able to perform well with any type of character. We're going to refer to this as basic shield dancing. When doing this move, your most important objective is to protect your head, then to protect your body, then to damage the enemy while stepping around the edge of the shields. The other style is the expansion of the basic shield dancing, most often performed by tank characters. When doing this style, the tank character usually dances back and forth the shield instead of around it. This makes the shield last longer, thus giving the team more opportunity to do their jobs. Orisa and Winston are the best examples because they can deploy their own shields and dance back and forth around it to mitigate some of the damage coming from the enemy team. This style can only be executed if it's safe to do so. You're reliant on your supports when doing this with a tank. The rhythm of the dance goes like this: deploy the shield, run past it, take and do some damage, then fall back behind the shield while getting healed by your supports. Rinse and repeat. Alright, by now you should be able to understand when and how to use shield dancing for your own benefits. We are still going to go over these just to make sure that you get the full picture. Shield dancing will give you the following benefits. It'll make sure that you can do your job from safety. It'll make sure that you can stay alive a lot longer in 1v1 situations or when the enemy team is around you. It'll help you to stay protected when using channeled abilities like Moira's ultimate or McCree's Deadeye. Symmetra in particular is a beast when shield dancing. However, we should also talk about the risks and things that you need to pay attention to. So, when you're waltzing around the barriers, try to keep the following in mind. Different shields have different timings. Keep in mind that if the barrier goes down, you are fully exposed. Win your fights before that happens, or make sure that you have a way to escape. Melee attacks and melee weapons fully ignore shields. Some of the enemy characters can fully ignore shields. These are Winston's Tesla cannons, Symmetra's orbs, Moira's ultimate, and Reinhardt's flame strike. If there's a sniper in the enemy team, there's a possibility of going down instantly when the shield disappears. Pay attention to the timing and the damage. Shield dancing is basically a dodge with an extra tool. However, you can benefit a lot if you know how to dodge without protection. Click the card right now for our guide about dodging. Alright, enough of the lecture. Let's get our legs dirty. We're going to teach you how to dance around different kinds of shields, starting with Winston. One more thing that's important. Don't forget to fire at the enemy who you're hiding from when you're jumping around the barriers, or the whole thing is pretty much useless. Okay, so Winston's bubble may be the most common barrier to dance around. It has 600 HP, can be deployed every 13 seconds, and stays up for 5 seconds. 600 HP means that it'll go down in less than a full Roadhog clip, 4 shots from point blank range. It's a shield with a center point and the shield projector that Winston deploys. It has a curve, so it's easier to move around compared to Rein's flat one. Winston will also use it as an initiation tool in most cases, throwing it down after he jumps to the enemy team. To use the shield well, we're going to see a Winston hopping around. The basic idea here is to use the curve to hide you while you step out into the open to do damage and fall back behind your shield. The most important thing is to get the perfect rhythm for dodging the enemy shots, moving in and out from the bubble. Next up is Orisa's shield as the second most common barrier that you'll dance around. It has 900 HP, can be deployed every 8 seconds, and stays online for 20 seconds. 900 HP is taken down by the hog in one full clip and an additional shot. The deployed shield has a nice curve in it, so its usage is a little bit different from Winston's. We should say that Orisa has the most useful shield for waltzing around, as you have different surfaces to use against different enemies. Orisa's shield can be used well for baiting abilities, because if the orientation is right, you can have 2 layers of shields. You pass the first, wait for the enemy to chase you, and pass the second for a kill. Reinhardt's shield is not the best buddy for stepping around it, as you can't use curved surfaces to bait the enemies in. It has 2000 HP, the most in the game, and can be activated whenever he wants to activate it. With this shield, you should be concerned about the shield going down at any moment. You don't usually want to step in front of the Rein, rather stay behind it for protection. If you still want to dance around him, be careful. Rein will usually start hammering if someone is really close and he doesn't have to protect the team behind him. The last one we're going to talk about is Symmetra's shield. This is usually only used by her to chase enemies down, but in some situations you may be able to benefit from it as well. The shield has 1025 HP, can be cast every 10 seconds, and travels until it collides with the terrain. The movement speed makes it hard to use for dancing, but you can push with it as Symmetra usually does and damage enemies while doing so. So, how to practice shield dancing to master it? Fire up a custom game with different kinds of bots in the control map. Lower the cooldown of your deployed shield ability, works with Orisa and Winston, and try to stay alive as long as possible, killing the enemies. It's recommended to turn the abilities off and to make the spawning instantaneous. Start with 3 enemies first, then if you feel confident you can increase the number. The task is to try to capture the point before the bots do and use your shield for protection while doing damage to them. Make sure you respect the cooldown of the barrier and only deploy a new one if the old one was destroyed or disappears. You can measure your improvement by seeing how much damage you suffer, how many times you die, and how quickly you can win the round against the enemies. Of course, if you have a buddy to play with, it's a lot easier. 1v1 each other around shields. Lastly, let's briefly talk about how to counter someone using this technique against you. The most evident thing to do is to destroy the shields from safety before you try to take the enemy hero down. However, if that's not an option, moving unpredictably is your best bet and using your shield ignoring abilities or melee damage. Moving unpredictably means that you change directions and path from where you approach your shield dancing enemy. You want to be in control. Take the feeling of safety away from the opponent. Dodge the shots and try to sneak in as much damage as you can. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something new. And as usual, please like, favorite, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not already. Join our Patreon and Discord, and we'll see you guys in the next video.